I wanna address what's going on in Texas. Texas, what's happening in Texas with this snow blizzard, with no power? People are literally taking down their privacy fences and burning them to stay warm. They're standing in these long lines out in the freezing cold snow to get food. And I bet you a lot of those people would make fun of us preppers. I wonder how many of them is going to realize, maybe we should have a little bit put back for when this happens again. Because it will. We're sending billions of dollars to other countries when really we need to upgrade our power grid because it is, well, obviously it doesn't hold up. But I just need to bring that up. How a lot of them people over there make fun of people like me and you for having a little bit put back. I do live in a tiny home, so I really can't put a whole lot back, but I could survive that. And another thing I don't understand is you got people standing in these long, I've seen it on the news. I've been following what's going on up there, over there. That's global warming, right? Anyway, they're standing these long lines to get water. There's snow everywhere. Just go out in your yard. Find a good, clean patch of snow. Gather it up. Melt it. It's water. Why are you going to go 10 miles from your house, stand in line for 2 hours to get some water? Or drive over there when you just shoveled 5 gallons of water off your car to get over there? That's cause people just don't know how to survive. It's a mindset. You know, being a prepper is more than having stuff. That's actually a well, it is a large part of it, but not for me. Yes, I do have enough rice and beans for if something like that was to happen here, and I do have water. So I got food. Cause I get it, you guys on here, if you follow me, I'm a big forager. Well, with all that snow, about the only thing that you can eat right now is the inner layer of tree bark. I will make a video on that. And I'm going to make another video after this one because I did some foraging to show what you could actually get in them circumstances. There is still stuff to forage. But that's why the Norsemen, the Vikings and all, that's why they were such hunters. When you live up north, it's like you got to be like a bee. You got to gather, gather, gather before the winter hits, because then there's nothing to eat. Well, unless you know what I know, I'm going to find something to eat. That's where hunting comes in. There's deer, there's all kind of animals out there to eat. Now I understand if you live in a big city, well, you might have to eat rat. You might have to hunt rats and eat them. And I know you're like, oh, that's disgusting. I'd never eat a rat. Man, when I was in Thailand, I'm just going to tell you, when I was much younger, and I was over there to fight. That's what I went there to do. I wanted to be a great fighter. And I had this kid bring me food. He brought me food every day. Rice and some meat. Rice and some meat. Well, one day, and the kid could not speak any English. One day it was a different kid brought me my food. And he spoke English a little bit. And I always wondered, what meat was I eating? So I asked the kid, I was like, you understand English, don't you? And he was like, yes, a little bit. And I said, well, you know, this food is great. But what is this meat? You know what that kid told me? And he wasn't kidding there. You know, I couldn't believe it. But I'd already been eating it for a month. So I wasn't going to go without, because I had a trainer. You know, I actually had a man take me in, a local Muay Thai fighter that was getting too old to fight. He took me in, he was training me, fed me, and he was making some money off of me, a lot. You know, like I said, back then, not many white people were going over there fighting, so that was, whoa, we got a white guy over here. And I'm telling you, those Thai people, they are tough. Anyway, I'm like, what is this meat? And he looked at me and he was as serious as a heart attack. And he said, Mickey Mouse tastes good. They were feeding me rats. I don't think they like white people all that much over there then. But he made a lot of money off me. Nevertheless, back to Texas. I go off subject because I have been hit in the head a lot. But what's going on in Texas right now is the very reason why you need to prep. If everybody there had a big bag of rice and a big bag of beans and had enough sense to go out there and collect clean snow and melt it and boil it if you're worried about it, which if it's clean snow, I'm not even boiling it. I'm just going to let it melt and drink it. And yet, when everything gets back to normal, if it ever does, because this country, it's just not, it's not good, guys. Y'all really need to get ready. And I need to find my phone stand. Anyway, y'all need to get ready. I'm serious. You see what? Just a snow blizzard, and now they are freezing out. They got no heat, not enough sense to go get no water, even though there's snow everywhere. No food put back. So that's why we prep. I suspect that's one of the reasons why you're watching me right now, is because we are a prepper community. Now, like I said, down here in Florida, generally it don't snow or any of that. I haven't seen snow here since I was a kid, and it was just a little bit. So that's another reason why I like living down here in the southern hemisphere, because I can forage all year long. And in Florida, there is lots of food. And there's one thing I learned being a contractor, this kind of contractor, is things can get bad real quick. And to always be prepared. So I learned a lot over there about that. I seen a lot of people. I fed a lot of hungry kids. A lot of money I made over there Because them kids would come up to you and just, and you had to watch them kids now, because some of them would come up to you with a grenade and blow you up. I guess I'm soft when it comes to kids, because I just cannot stand to see no kid hungry. I can't stand to see no animal hungry. I don't like seeing people hungry, especially children. And I did spend a lot of money. You know, I always bought a lot of food and would give it to those kids. And I had guys with me going, man, why are you feeding those kids? They would kill you if they had a chance. Their parent, you're probably feeding them kids and their dad would kill you if they could. And I'm like, yeah, well, look how skinny that kid is. You know, it's not his fault for what his dad's doing. That's just, you know, I guess I'm soft. They said I was weak. Well, weak or not, you know, I'm going to take care of the kids. That's just me. That's who I am. That's because I got kids. Well, I had kids. Now they growed up assholes. But anyway, I'm an asshole too, I reckon. But that over there in Texas is proof why you need to have stuff put back. Because those people over there are hungry. Because they did not have enough common sense. It's not even, you know, 100 years ago, everybody was preppers or they'd have died. You know, everybody had food put back when they could. It's just common sense. But now our society has become so spoiled. Now we have a disaster. And now those people are learning the hard way. And so I suspect that, and you know, some of them after this still will not put no food or water back. Still will not have an alternative source of heat. But I bet a lot of them will. And since this COVID, I have seen more people join the prepper community than I have in years. I've had people that has called me crazy, which I kind of am, you know, compared to what people call normal. There's nothing normal about me. Well, if I was a Viking back in the day, you know, I'd be a normal Viking. Nevertheless, so I'm begging you, please put back some food. Put back some water. If you're somewhere where you're asking freeze to death, you need to have something put back to keep warm. Down here in Florida, when it gets so hot, I can't stand it because my bloodline is Norwegian. Why in the hell my ancestors moved down here in this heat? I'll never understand it because the heat really gets to me. When I'm off in the desert wearing my flak jacket, my bulletproof vest, man, that stuff's hot. I had a heat stroke over there. Anyway, so you always need to have something put back. It's common sense. We just come, our society, I'm losing a lot of hope for a lot of Americans. I mean, really, you're starving? Why don't just 1 5-gallon bucket of rice, 1 5-gallon bucket of beans? That will feed you for a very long time. And of course, you know, you got to have something to cook it on. So I call that common sense, which ain't so common anymore. So please subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. And I will have more informative videos, but I just wanted to go on a little rant, so to speak, is why your ass needs to be ready for a disaster. I go over to friends' houses and I'll look in their cupboard and they got just enough food in there to get them through 3 or 4 days or a week. And I'm like, man, You need to have you a 5-gallon bucket of beans and a 5-gallon bucket of rice. And in Florida, we don't have no water shortage down here. So when you see them hurricanes come through and all them people in line getting that bottle of water, and I'm like, really? There's lakes everywhere down here. There's water everywhere. There's springs everywhere. All you got to do, you know what the problem is? They don't know how to filter it. They don't know how to purify it. They don't know how to make it safe because they're too busy watching the mainstream media lie to them. They're too busy watching TV, mindless stuff. And there's nothing wrong with sitting back and watching a good movie and relaxing, but people just come home and just sit there and watch TV all day for entertainment when you could be learning stuff. That's why your ass is in Texas and ain't got no heat. So I did it again. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm a little emotional about this situation because I just can't understand. It just makes no sense. Come on. Y'all get some food. People just watching this, go to Walmart and buy some rice and beans and put it back, for God's sakes. For when something like that happens down here, hurricane or whatever, so you ain't standing in no food line freezing to death. So please like and subscribe to my channel. And you guys, a lot of them out there, oh, we don't like guns. Well, in Texas, most of those guys like guns, all right? So they do have the ability to go hunting. That is, I do like Texas because they like guns there. You heard that, Texas people are the most proudest people. I see people come to Florida from Texas, and they're still flying that Texan flag because they're proud to be a Texan. That's good. You need to be proud of where where you're at. You need to be willing to fight for what you got. Somebody comes try to take my rice and beans, I won't have to go hunting because my meat just came to me. So please like and subscribe and have a blessed day.